live in Delhi. Any other megacity in the world, it's growing exponentially in all the directions. In the late 70s, father was in the Indian Air Force stationed in Delhi. He would take us to the India Gate and we'll have an ice cream there. It was a lovely feeling in those days. But he would cycle around the city everywhere. That was in the late 70s and early 80s. Come 30 years, city added 2 extra ring roads. It went from Delhi to central capital region, tripled in its size. Now it counts all the other neighboring satellite cities, quadrupled in its population. It's close to about 15 million. And the vehicle fleet multiplied at least 10 times. And then when we go have the same ice cream at the India Gate, we can't cycle there anymore. We have to drive, and it doesn't taste the same. The same scoop of ice cream that we used to have 20 years ago, it has something extra in it. And what is that? When we talk about that clean, brisk, free, open air feeling, that's not there anymore. The elements that are listed here, the earth and wind, fire, and water, and the life, they're the very 5 essentials of our life, right? And the air we breathe is not as fresh as it used to be. And it has not only the elements, but the chemical elements that are harming our body in a lot of different ways. When we talked about the eye problems, so the eye irritation is one of the things that we are experiencing a lot more now than what used to be. Science and technology. It helps us in some ways in understanding where the pollution is coming from, but it doesn't really tell us, it doesn't really give us that awareness of what to do. I think that's something that we have to bring up within the community, and that's something is more essential. I think the more of awareness comes from that concept, designing the awareness within the community. I want to give some examples from around the world. Take the Beijing Olympics, for example. City was in the press for air pollution quite a bit. All the institutions left and right wrote a lot of articles about it. But the city enforced very stringent regulations. They had to really cut down 50% of their vehicle fleet every day for 2 months in order to achieve what they achieved. And they count the clean days in terms of blue skies. So they achieved that. They shut down almost all the industries, not only in Beijing, but also in the neighboring provinces to achieve those blue sky days. One thing is very sure. There is technology which is helping us in terms of understanding where the pollution is coming from. But it's not the same which is helping us in clearing the skies. It's the enforcement of cutting down, mitigating all these efforts. I think the efforts that were enforced in Beijing gave us one really good example, the human footprint. Now, the people also realize that they are living in a very polluted air. Now, Commonwealth Games are coming to Delhi in October 2010, and we are basically on the spotlight to do the same. I think a couple of other examples on the awareness side. Now, I feel that the governments are more interested in the regulations and enforcement, while the artists are doing more for the awareness. If you go to Paris, there's an artist who launched a project. He launches a balloon every day at the Eiffel Tower, huge balloon, you can see it from at least 5 kilometers away, different color every day, based on what's being observed, what's being predicted for the city. A green balloon means, oh, it's a good day today. Yellow, okay, orange, little bad, red, very bad. You go a little bit east in the city of Seoul, and a sculptor made a map in glass with all the different sectors of the city. Each of them light up in a different form every time you pass it, basically. So when you see it, when you see that balloon in the air, when you see that bright light on the glass, so you know, oh, we might be doing something. We are contributing to that pollution in the city. So the idea of realization comes from there. So we have to be aware of what we are contributing to the environment. I think that's my basic punchline here. I mean, we have a lot of information that's coming from technology, but I think the community has to realize what they're contributing and what they can do. My grandfather was a Harikatha master. He is an expert at storytelling. So he used to say that the answer to all our problems is blowing in the wind. We just need to smell it, see it, and feel it so that we understand what's our footprint and then what we can do a little bit more to solve the same problem. The pollution is an invisible problem. I don't think it's not invisible anymore. It used to be invisible. When anybody who has seen the Republic Day parade on last week know the fog situation. Fog is not new to the city, but it has gotten really worse over the years because of a little bit of pollution, a little bit of meteorological effects, but it's gotten worse. So what is it that, as an individual, that we can do to solve this problem? So the answer actually exists within the households, right? So the car you drive, if you drive it a little bit efficiently, it solves the problem, a little bit, right? Small quotas. Now you use efficient equipment in the house. Now, as Prasenjit said, you can shrink everything to one so that we don't have to have multiple equipment in the house using very inefficient systems. So efficiency and conserving energy, right? Use CFLs, use LEDs, use solar water heaters. So it really helps in doing that little bit in reducing the pollution around us. So the idea is, while we know where the problem is, while we know where the solutions exist, we just need to be aware of all these consequences so that we all can enjoy the ice cream in open and free air. Thanks.